What's up, everybody? Ben Reza here for Odd Chopper. I'm back. NFL is back. Week 5 Survivor picks. Who's alive? Who's on buys? Who do we target? How do we avoid the landmines? We're going to talk about all that and more. I'll tell you what's going on here at Odd Chopper, and we're going to get into it. So, I want to welcome you into the channel. First things first, picks, tools, breakdowns, all different sports from the NFL to college football. NBA will be here soon enough. How about some baseball playoffs? If you like what you see, you enjoy the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this very channel. Takes 2 seconds. Don't miss out on any content. If you are still alive in Survivor, first of all, I applaud you. Second of all, it's getting really serious. I know we're only in week 5, but it's that kind of year. Everybody's been knocked out. I am out of my Survivor pools. Not fun. There's still a lot to play for. There are new Survivor pools firing up. I've entered some of those, the second chance style. So let's get into it with some picks. I'm going to go with the obvious pick and an aggressive pick, and then who ultimately I think is in the best position. So here we go. Bringing up the odds screen. First things first, the Niners. I think that is the obvious pick. If you have them available, they're an extremely valuable team to have. They would be a valuable team in week 6 or 8 or 12 or whatever. Also a valuable team to still have right now, though. You look at them, they've been not fantastic. That's not it. They just lost to the Rams, and then they beat up on the Patriots. They're at home against Arizona, a money line north of minus 350. We know about some of the injuries to them, but we've seen Mason fill in admirably. We've seen Debo return, Kittle return. Purdy is still there. This is a team with ample weapons. I don't really need to sell you on San Francisco. The line sells itself. You look at Arizona, some positives. I do think they've got some things working around Kyler and whatnot, but this is a team that was just absolutely dismantled at home against Washington. Now, Washington may be better than we all thought, but how are you going to stop this rushing attack? I worry about the Arizona front against Jordan Mason and this Niners O line. If they start hanging out points and they're able to really put the heat on Kyler, I think this is going to be a pretty quick day at the office. San Francisco's back at home. No messing around. Yes, they dropped the game that they probably shouldn't have a couple weeks ago. They rebounded nicely against the Patriots, as we knew that they would. That defense, that rushing attack, I'm not going to waste a ton of time. If you're looking for, I say this every week with quotes, the safe pick, if your sole goal is to move on to week 6 and you have the Niners available, that I think is the pretty clear option. So, San Francisco, that is the team that I think makes the most sense. And they are minus 350, minus 370. I'm not saying I would bet them. If you're looking for that type of stuff, again, we've got you covered at Tails. I'll talk about Tails in a little bit, but let's just keep it moving right here. I'm actually just going to go right into the second pick. Aggressive. I want to be clear. This is, I'm still in a pool and there's still hundreds of people left, and I still need to plan ahead. I am willing to be knocked out for the equity of maintaining some of my better teams. How about the Denver Broncos? Yes, the Denver Broncos as a survivor team. Very aggressive, but I think a very sharp move here. So they are favorite, sitting about minus 150 at home. Not a lofty number, but it's the Denver Broncos. They're at home against the Raiders. I'm not sold on the Raiders. Obviously, they got a lot of issues. They're banged up. The Devontae Adams situation is looming. It's not good. We just saw what Carolina did to them a couple weeks ago. It's just a team that I have little faith in. So step one, of course, is what is the opponent doing? And I just look at them. I have no faith in the Browns, so I don't really think that that's a quality win. But this is more about Denver to me than anything else. So let's get into it now. Denver's 2-2. First of all, they played 3 road games out of 4. Their opponents, the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Buccaneers, and the Jets. It's not the best of the best, but it's pretty damn good. Those are 4 decent to upper echelon teams, and 3 of them were on the road. This is their best matchup by far of the season. At home against the Raiders, I absolutely like that spot. Now, the second thing, of course, who wouldn't love to get rid of the Broncos in your pool? They are home to Carolina in a couple weeks. I want to mention that because that's going to be a spot that's very popular. This is a good spot to get rid of them, though, if you are willing to take the risk. I think that Denver will look good here. I know Bo Nix is off to a sluggish start. He's a rookie quarterback. He's only thrown 1 touchdown, but he still has Sutton on the outside. I believe that rushing attack can and will be better. And defensively, I still like a lot of the Broncos pieces. Obviously, Surtain is in kind of a class of his own for that defense, but they have other pieces. And I look at Las Vegas, it's not really happening for me. We'll see about some of their injuries. Obviously, guys have been banged up and hurt, and with Adams and Crosby, keep an eye on all these statuses. But to me, this is a really sneaky spot to be aggressive. I actually might bet Denver, independent of Survivor, just talking about against the spread. I like them in the spot at home in Mile High. If you're looking to be aggressive in Survivor, this is your spot. Denver Broncos survive and advance. Now, before I get to the last team, I do want to mention if you are looking for more, not just about Survivor, but in general, more content, you like what we're doing, you see this right here, Tails by Odd Shopper. It is a marketplace full of content creators. Obviously, I am there as well. You go in there, you have opportunities to check out all the different people. My page is there. It syncs right into the app. You'll be getting all the bets. Not just that, though. It's not just about this. Of course, if this is all you're looking for is picks, come right to this app every day, you get notifications. You also get synced into the Discord. You see all these channels right here? This is where I'm hanging out all day. We're answering questions. We're having fun. We're sweating games. The picks also feed right in here, no doubt about it. But this is a great opportunity if you've not checked it out. I'd love for you to come on in. Again, I'm offering this code because I want to give people an easy on ramp to check it out, even if it's just for a week. You've a couple bucks, less than $1 a day, and you get a full week to experience it. If you love it and you want to stick around, that's fantastic. You say it's not for you, no harm. You're welcome back anytime. But the link is below. Communities are growing quickly, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. So check that out. Make sure if you like betting some games, check out Tails. Now, we got to put another play on the board here and figure out who we're going to. I think all in all, when you look at everything, Broncos is aggressive, Niners is quote unquote safe. How about the Seattle Seahawks to kind of split the difference as a survivor pick this week? This, of course, assumes that you have them available. That's always the assumption. It's impossible to know who does and doesn't have them available. They are at home against the New York Giants. You've got a nice number here, certainly a better equity than the Broncos. You're sitting, minus 250 to minus 290 range. So the implied odds that they win are certainly higher, not as high as San Francisco, but Seattle's the type of team I think there's less opportunity cost to burning them. You look at what they've done this year. They just played a very hard-fought game in Detroit. Geno threw the ball like 60 times. Not sure that that's the formula, but at the same time, Seattle's got a lot of good things happening so far this year. I really like what they are doing on offense, and certainly Geno has stabilized the team in general. He's got ample weapons from, JSN to Metcalf to Lockett to Walker to Charbonnet. That's not a problem. Defensively, I really like that secondary. Is it the Legion of Boom? No. But it's still pretty good, no doubt about it. And we saw them just taking you through their season. Broncos, Patriots, Dolphins, Lions. So if you want to start taking them apart, the easy thing to say would be the schedule. They beat up on some pretty bad teams, and then when they played a good team, they lost. But I'm not going to say just a good team. When you go into Detroit, that's about as tough as it gets. You're back home against the Giants. To me, the Giants are very, very analogous to the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Broncos. So in Seattle, I'm not too worried about Danny Dimes. Keep an eye on the status. Certainly, if Neighbors sits, if he doesn't pass protocol, this number is going to continue to climb. This could cross minus 300 easily. So that's just more reasons, more equity that Seattle might make a lot of sense. Don't worry about burning them. They have a tough division. I would not want to use them against the Rams, even the Cardinals, and certainly not the Niners. So you're taking a lot of games away from them. Not as many spots to utilize them as you would think. So with that in mind, even though it's week 5, we just don't have as many choices. I should have mentioned this at the top. The Lions and Titans, the Eagles, and the Chargers are on buys. So we just have less games, and that's going to continue to happen. Not as easy of a choice, but for me, all in all, week in, Seattle Seahawks, survivor pick for week 5. If you have any questions on anything about Survivor, about betting, about Odd Chopper, I am here and available also on Twitter at JazzRazBets. Happy to help. Just send me a quick tweet. I'll be no problem. I'll respond, give you the information that hopefully you're looking for, and then we will be in business. But thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Shout out to Bet365 for sponsoring this. That link is below as well. Turning 5 into 200 when you sign up. Link below. Good luck, friends. I'm rooting for anyone who's alive in Survivor. It's going to be a hell of a week 5, but we're going to survive, advance. I'll see you for week 6.